What's up, family? It's Kyle King here, and today we're going to be focusing on how long does it take to actually get your book edited after it's already completed. This is a question that I first get all the time. Now, before I get into the strategy, before I really break down the editing process, I'm gonna say this, just be transparent. The manuscript and then also the size of your book is a big differentiating factor between how long it takes, okay? So if you have 95,000 word count book, it's obviously gonna take a little bit longer than a 40,000 word count book. If you are intellectual or educated or a stronger writer than someone else that is more so of a beginning writer, now not saying you're not smart, not saying you're not a good writer, but based upon your manuscript and the efficiencies and how good your manuscript is in regards to the writing, it all depends on how long an editor takes to be able to get that book done, okay? Now, basic and standard and best practices specifically for editing, let's break it down really quickly. So you have developmental editing, you have basic copy editing, you have heavy copy editing, and then you have proofreading, okay? So when we think about developmental editing, usually 1 to 5 pages per hour, all right? 1 to 5 pages per hour is what it takes, okay? Literally 1 to 5 pages. So think about how long your book is, and it's gonna take 1 to 5 pages per hour. They're gonna be able to get it done. Now, when you think of heavy copy editing, usually about 2 to 5 standard pages per hour. When we think more so of a basic copy editing, it's gonna be usually 5 to 10, maybe 2 to 5 pages per hour. It just depends, again, on the level of writing and then also the size and how long your specific manuscript is. Now, when we get into proofreading, which is kind of the lowest level of editing, it's kind of, I'm just going through it and proofreading. I think a lot of authors that finish their book, they're probably proofreading in their book and they're calling it editing, but usually it's around 9 to 13 pages per hour. Now, this is what I want everybody to understand that's watching this video. I need you to really lock in and write this down. An editor, a book editor, a good book editor, okay? A really good book editor, a quality editor, is only gonna be working roughly 5 hours per day on books, on editing projects. So when you think about if he or she is working on your book, you are not their only client. You're not their only client. Now, I know you guys came on here for a concrete answer. Kyle, how long is it gonna take my book to be edited after it's done? Is it 6 weeks? Is it 8 weeks? Is it 3 months? Is it a year? It depends. It depends on all these other factors. That's why on the front end, you need to be able to have a solid strategy. You wanna be able to have a clear and concise message. You wanna be able to have your structure to your chapters. You wanna be able to have a clean and professional manuscript, so by the time you send it to an editor, one, you've already cut out all the fat and kept the bones, and also you've left all of that fluff out and kept your message concise so that an editor can go through and just clean it up as a part of their process. Now, this is one question I want you to ask your editor. How many clients are they currently working with? And in those clients that they're working with, where are they at in the process? I know that's kind of like 2 questions. It was a comment in the middle, I promise. How many clients are they working with, and where are they at in the process with these clients? That will give you the best gauge on how long it will take them, based upon the firm deadline that you're giving them, to be able to finish your project. All right, let's go over that one more time so that you can have an understanding. There is basic copy editing, usually 2 to 5 standard pages per hour. There's developmental editing, 1 to 5 pages per hour. There is heavy copy editing, which is 1 to 5 pages per hour. And then there's proofreading as well, which is roughly 9 to 13 pages. And then basic copy editing, they could potentially do 2 to 10 pages, all right? It just depends on the editor. Now, I'm gonna say this, if you're working with an editor and they say they can turn your book around in 2 weeks or 30 days, I want you to kind of have your antennas up. That is a red flag. You don't want someone rushing through your book, okay? You don't want someone rushing through your book. Now, when we get into pricing of editing, again, how does someone price their book in regards to editing your book? It depends on the manuscript. It depends on the size. It depends on the professionalism or the level of expertise that specific editor has as well. So I'm gonna leave some resources for you down below, and if you have any more questions, put them in the comment section. I look forward to engaging with you guys very soon.